I have my pie dough pretty much put together. It took a little while and a whole lot of muscle. I've kind of divided it up in two separate portions. You can see it's still some dry, might pop off, but that makes a good pie dough, so I'm not gonna fuss about that. There's one piece, and I broke it up into two separate, equal, not necessarily, but I eyeballed it. The old baker's eyeball. So I'm trying to get all my little parts and pieces that are left in this hotel pan. I'm going to wrap these up in plastic wrap since we've kind of worked this pie dough. And, you know, there's no way not to activate the gluten a little bit. We used cold water everywhere. We're going to wrap it up and let it rest. Resting pie dough, just like the best thing you could do for it, especially after you roll it. Every time you kind of work with it, you want to give it a little rest. So I'm going to bring this all together, and I'm going to do it in a nice equal portion. I'll let the plastic wrap help me do that, roll it a little bit, get up under it, bring it together. I'm going to wrap these guys. It's a nice big piece of pie dough. We're going to do mixed berry pie, pumpkin pie. We're going to do a lattice crust, so we want to have lots of pie dough, so that's why we made such a big batch. So I'm going to get these cold, let them set up, and then we're going to come back and roll our pie crust, and I'm going to show you how I do my fluting. Everybody kind of does it differently. I gotta say Chef Andrea is a pretty great pie maker, so I would trust her fluting as well. And then we'll move on to making a lattice crust as well. We're going to roll pie crusts. Pie tins, pie dough, a rolling pin, and some bread flour to bench with. So we're going to come in. I'm a 12-ounce portion. I think that's a really good size for a pie dough. One we're going to do a fluted crust. The fluted crust is going to be for a pumpkin pie. One we're going to do unfluted because we are going to do a lattice crust for our cherry mixed berry pie. So we're going to do it two different ways. My rolling pin. And if I have 12 ounces of pie dough that I've scaled up, I want 12 ounces of pie dough in my pie tin. A lot of people will roll them so large, and then it doesn't. I want to make sure I got lots of flour. Don't be shy with the flour. Roll it so huge to start, get pretty aggressive. I wanted to fit. I'm a 9-inch pie tin, and I probably got 2.5 inches on each side, so there's 5. So a 14-inch-ish round would kind of be what I'm looking for. The first one I'm going to flute. Let's see how I am here. Here I am. Let's see what I got. That's pretty good. I'm going to drop it in. Roll it around. If I have a little extra, I don't want to trim that off. I want to make sure I get it all the way in and down the sides. I fold that over and I make that part of my pie. So I'm going to come in and fold my edges and create a nice lip around it. I don't want it too high because it's going to fall over. So maybe a 1/2 inch at the most on the exterior. But I'm getting all that pie dough in there. You better believe it. So there I am. So then once I'm kind of here, I'm going to come in and clean it up. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. Come all the way around. Clean it up, clean it up, clean it up. And I want to make it all even. There. And it's not too high, you can see. My edges aren't very high. I use my thumb and my fingers. I'm going to come in and flute and push it in. Flute and push it in. The thumb pushes in. These two fingers push one way, this finger pushes the other way. And I meet up, so at each point where I've stopped one, I'm going to start the next, and the next, all the way around. The way I have it worked out, it works out pretty perfectly. Then where I've kind of fallen a little into it, I'm going to bring that flute up to the top, and just give it a little press and let it rest on the edge of the pie tin. Fluted. All right, I'm going to roll one more, and I don't really want it, I'm not going to flute it because I'm going to put a lattice crust on top of it, so I'm going to attach that with egg wash. And you're going to get crazy beautiful with your lattice. So I'm going to roll this, and like I said, I'm a 9-inch pie tin. If I start to stick a little, I move my pie dough around my bench. I know I haven't stuck, and I certainly don't want to stick to my rolling pin. That would be a crime. There, that's my pie tin. So pop this guy in. Bring him all the way around. If I'm a little uneven, I just fold it under and make it match. Because I don't want to waste any pie dough. Scrap means loss of money. I don't like loss of money. Right? We want more profit. It's the goal of owning your own bakery, owning your own restaurant, is making a profit. And extra pie dough that becomes scraps, not going to work for me. So I'm going to come in and just even it up on the edge of my pie tin. And I'm just going to leave it just like that because I'm going to come in and egg wash it. We're going to add a berry filling to it. We're going to lattice crust it, and we're going to bake it that way. So two different ways to make a pie crust.